Yeah, if Uruguay win this and Fiji win, then Uruguay and Fiji would go through.
If Uruguay win and Fiji win, it's most likely that GB and Fiji will go through, barring a big point differential. If Uruguay win but GB win, then GB and Uruguay are most likely to go through. So in that second scenario, points don't matter as much. But if Fiji do win the next game, then point differential could prove important.
You see, that's why you're here. That's why you're here, for the maths. The Stanford University MBA students got the abacus out. And we're almost underway here. Kenya, 2 losses for them. They're not going to be able to get through to the knockouts tonight, but they are looking for a first win here. Tony Amondi will get us started. Kenya, the Shuja, left to right. And Los Tenos, Uruguay, in their sky blue shirts, have early possession. They've got a penalty as well. And here's Diego Ardao, who's just led this new coronation on the series. Uruguay with aplomb all series long, and they brought their best stuff early here. Baltazar Amaya, he looked like he might have pulled something on the way over there. He took a knock yesterday, actually, and he's got the try, but he might need some treatment.
Yeah, walking gingerly there, but a great individual moment. Looks up to his right here, sees lots of Kenyans, cuts back. And then, yeah, I mean, it's a poor missed tackle from Kenya. They're going to be disappointed with that. But Amaya, he's been at the heart of a lot of what's been going right for Uruguay in attack, getting on the end of a lot of tries. He did just grab his little side of his glute, maybe his hamstring there, and he is coming off, it looks like. But he's jogging, so looks like he is hopefully going to be okay.
So far, so good for Los Teros.
Yeah, in fact, not coming off, so deciding he's good enough to go on, and that's good news for Uruguay, and what a fantastic start to this game. Yesterday, their first match started off really, really poorly, let GB take all the momentum. It was a completely different story against Fiji.
Yeah, so there's the pool as it stands, Pool C, top left graphic there. Uruguay currently on top. If Great Britain beat Fiji, and this remains the same for Uruguay, Uruguay would go through. They've picked up some big scalps on the series this year. They beat Great Britain in Hong Kong. They knocked out Ireland in Cape Town en route to the Cup quarterfinals. South American rugby, 7s and 15s on the rise. Kenya, they've been a coronation since 1999. And just on the far side of shot here, behind them there in the corner, you can see Kenya corner. They always come and support their team wherever we go around the world. There's Alvin Otieno, Nelson OU now dishes off to his ball-running teammate. Here's the big buffalo once more, Alvin Otieno. Spent a bit of time on Vancouver Island recently, actually. Likes this part of the world. Here's Herman Humwa. Lays it back nicely. Otieno again. They're going to work the short side here. Nelson OU from the Nakuru club. Otieno's going to try and do it all himself down the short side. Now they might swing it wide. Yep, they'll put it all the way through the hands here, using a bit of width now, but this defense from Uruguay's been excellent. Just holding firm. Humwa again. OU. Looking for the inside ball is Brian Tanga. He's got quick feet. Watch him. Been a bit of illness in this Kenyan camp this week, bit of flu. And it's opened up nicely here for Nelson OU. He's got some work to do, though. Coming across is Amaya, and he's going to cut him off. Change of direction from OU, and he does get there in the end. Almost someone hit the pause button there.
Very casual in the end from OU, but great break. Great break, and incredibly well worked from Kenya. They do such a fantastic job here of just maintaining possession and going through phases. And anytime you hold on to the ball for a really extended period, the defense does get tired. You can see there, Uruguay, they stood strong for numerous phases there, but OU looks tired as well. I think he knows exactly where the line is, but Amaya was closing very, very quickly, and he is a speed man for Uruguay. OU does have enough to go in under pressure, and you got to be careful there. I have seen people think they have their way to the line and then just find themselves knocking it on or something at the last minute. So you do have to be careful, but OU gets there for Kenya to tie it up with the conversion to come.
Yeah, he's been a brilliant servant for Kenya's sevens. 54 tournaments now, approaching 70 tries. Of course, we had the recent retirements of William Bucker and Collins Injera. Some great players over the years, this Kenyan team. Your old boss, Mike Friday, took them to 6 in the world, this Kenyan side, not all that long ago.
Yeah, I mean, Kenya, you always know you're going to have a big physical challenge, and they've struggled with inconsistency at times, and you can see that now down in the bottom, near the bottom of the standings, and you hate to see that. I mean, the Kenyans bring so much to the World Series. It's so fantastic to have them on. I mean, I can't imagine a Sevens event without the Kenyan fans.
Yeah, those 12th through 13th, 14th teams, those 3 sides will join a promoted team from the Challenger Series in a 4-team playoff in London, last event of the season. Whoever wins that will be a coronation next year, so they will get another chance if you finish there, but you don't want to be there. They're 7 points from safety at the moment, Kenya. They dearly love to go deep in the bottom half of the draw here at this tournament, pick up as many points as possible.
And got the scrum here, and you can see that a lot of their tries, 32%, come from set pieces. So this is a platform that Kenya will like their chances of, and if they can get another try, then they can take the lead and start feeling their way into this game. And Uruguay, after that bright start, haven't seen much of the ball since the first couple minutes.
Yeah, Uruguay, they got the free kick here. They want to make the most of this because they don't want to undo all that brilliant work from yesterday when they beat Fiji, but there's the error. And it is Amaya who had that niggle in the hip area, and Kenya are going to take advantage big time. Brian Tanga. Oh, that's terrific. They go ahead.
Tanga exploiting the counter-attack from the turnover, and Uruguay once again making the mistake. It was the try scorer Maya who ended up chasing all the way back and contact another hard collision, bouncing off the ground in the try area. He's had 3 of those now in this game. You can see him closing down, but Tanga does have the legs. That's the 3rd time Amaya's gone down hard in one of the try areas. And now it's what can Uruguay do to respond? This happened to them last week. They had the big win over South Africa, but then stumbled in their last match, and can't let that get into their head. They've got to make sure they're staying focused, staying calm, taking this kickoff, and just trying to get their hands on the ball.
Yeah, 5 points of difference now. Brian Tanga, actually saw him playing 15s against the USA Eagles in Dubai at the final qualification tournament. You see the change to the table now. Uruguay, as it stands, are down a 3rd, so no matter what happened in the next match between Fiji and GB, they wouldn't make it. Can they find a way back? 30 seconds to go in this first half. You don't win Sevens tournaments on day one, as the old adage goes, so they want to make sure they consolidate that good work from yesterday. They've got another decision here,
but you do lose them. It's the key. It's the key part of the phrase that you can get the job. You can't finish the job on day one, but on day one you got to stay consistent, make it through the quarterfinals, and if you do that, anything can happen.
Yeah, we'll have time for the line out here. Just remembering 2016 in London, Madison, your first title on the series with the USA. Couple in Vegas as well. What have I missed?
Yeah, that's sadly it, and I missed one of the Vegas. So,
sorry to remind you.
Wish there were more, but no, I mean, some fantastic memories, and I mean, that's really what you chase as a Sevens player. Those moments where it all goes right, and Uruguay going into the corner here, striking very well.
In the corner, going right for Uruguay. There's the response they were looking for. We are level at 12 each, and the conversion could put them back in front just before the break.
Yeah, so Uruguay starting and ending this half incredibly well, stumbling a little bit in the middle, but here it's really quite simple here. Do a really good job drawing in the Kenyans, and then I think Kenya can be really disappointed with their first phase defense there. They've just got pulled in way too easily, and then when Uruguay went through the hands, there was the opportunity to score in the corner and tie it up with the conversion to come.
Bautista Basso leads the team for carries, and he can score a try as well. This to take the lead for Uruguay. Nails it from out wide, does Liechtenstein. So Uruguay will go to half-time, leading Kenya by 14 points to 12. Watching a high-quality game of Rugby Sevens. Here's Damien McGrath, head coach of Kenya these days.
Damien's such an experienced coach on the World Series, been involved in numerous countries. I think England, Canada, now Kenya, Samoa as well. So has traveled the world through the sevens programs. Germany, that's right. He has seen and done it all, really.
Most well-travelled Yorkshireman in the world is David McGrath. He's been everywhere. He must have some Avios points. Ivo Dugonjic, head coach of Uruguay.
And Uruguay have been just so impressive this season. It's really hard for that team who does qualify onto the World Series. Looking back historically, I think Ireland are really the only team in recent memory who have been able to break in and establish themselves as a core team. And Uruguay will be hurt by the fact that we are going down to 12 teams for next season, but have done a fantastic job of establishing themselves and showing they can beat anyone on their day.
They're going to take some catching if they get through to the Cup quarterfinals here. Uruguay currently 4 points away from that relegation playoff zone, so they pick up a minimum 10 here in Vancouver. They'll be tough to catch. Up next, also in Pool C, a double Olympic gold medalist Fiji. There's one of their gold medalists, Waisa Nathungu, up against Great Britain. Max McFarland, hat-trick yesterday. The Scotsman with an Irish accent. But Uruguay gets the second half underway. They're leading Kenya 14-12. Remember the equation here. If Uruguay win this against Kenya, they'll be the second win of the pool. And GB beat Fiji. Fiji will miss out on the Cup quarterfinals. And Uruguay would go through. Penalty to Kenya. They've shown in this game many times. There is the pool for you, top left. So Uruguay as it stands on top.
Scrum option.
And you get 3 points for a win, 2 points for a draw, 1 point per game you play.
Yeah, so Uruguay don't particularly have a good point differential, and that means that they really need this win. They need to win this game and have the next match go their way. But it starts with winning this game. Very tight right now. Kenya do have the ball and going from the scrum where they have so much success. So Uruguay need to get something right here, have a good set defensively and get their hands on the ball.
It's a clear picture for them, isn't it? Because points difference probably not going to matter for Uruguay. Just got to get the result here, do what they need to do, and then hope that the next game goes their way and GB have success. They've got a free kick. That'll help. Oh, that's a lovely pass. And into a gap. It's Felipe Arcos Perez. Under the posts. That was nicely worked.
Arcos Perez just cutting right through the middle of the Kenyan defense. That's the second scrum in a row that Kenya have turned it over, putting the ball into the scrum. So the focus this season has been on the hooker must hook the ball rather than the scrum half being able to roll it back to himself, as kind of we were able to get away with for quite a long time. So I wonder if that's what's being called there, and Kenya needs to get that right. We saw 32% of their tries come from the set piece, and when you're turning it over the set piece, that's going to make it very difficult for them to score. Uruguay striking very quickly, and sometimes that's what can happen. When you turn the ball over, the defense is really disorganized, and all it can take sometimes is just one guy straightening up very hard at the line, and the defense is not able to react. And to Uruguay, a fantastic response at the beginning of this second half, getting that first try, extending their lead, and now we've got a big kickoff. If Uruguay can get their hands on the ball here, we might see the Kenyan heads start to drop.
Liechtenstein was a deft restarter. On the chase is the man who gave the assist pass, McCubbin, but Wakesa has it for Kenya. They found a way back in the first half. Can they do the same thing here? And Big Kev has bounced off a would-be Uruguayan defender there. That was a fine carry. Here's OU. Ball's loose. Well alert to it. Humwa. He's flung to the floor. Here's Tanga. There's that sidestep. Melvin Otieno, he loves working the blind side all by himself. Thiago Ardeo has to let go of him. It's a penalty. Look at Alvin go, but that's a good tackle from Liechtenstein. Small man on big man. Humwa again, spreads it wide. OU, ball in one hand. He's got Wakesa on the cut. Can he get the hands free? He might not need to. Oh, the captain shrugs off the defense. Nelson, OU. Oh, yeah.
Kenya striking back and making this game very, very interesting. Scoring under the post as well, crucially with what could turn out to be a key conversion later on at the end of this match. But Kenya was showing that when they hold onto the ball, when they go through passages of play, phases of play, they're able to get around this Uruguayan defense. Uruguay, they're quite good at bringing line speed even when being stretched, but you can see it there. That can lead to getting kind of rounded on the outside as you come up too hard in the middle. OU having the strength to shrug off the tackle that had slipped a little bit high and go in to get another try for Kenya.
Amondi with the extra couple. Oh, we've got a ball game, folks. Just under 3 minutes to go, 21-19. Kenya corner seeking a bit of divine intervention here. Back underway. 2 points in it. Facciolo brings down the restart for Uruguay. There's the counteract though from Kenya. They're working the physicality here in the second half. That's, I think, been the message from Damien McGrath. Just try and lift the heavy stuff, although just unfortunately there, they really hit that breakdown, but got done for not rolling away.
Yeah, I mean, it's an area of key difference for Kenya. They do attack that breakdown with numbers and very, very physically. I mean, memorable when they won in Singapore. That was an area that they really pulled off.
See, it's a tough call that, isn't it, in a way, because they had the initiative at the breakdown. They flooded it, and you know they could have sat back and just defended away from that pod, but no, they hit it hard, and you know they get penalised for something that looked positive.
Yeah, I mean, they're really going forward. It's when kind of everything collapses and then you can't roll away. So it is unfortunate. I mean, I think Kenya, they get penalties from it. Every now and then you're going to have one to go against you, and that was unfortunate timing for Kenya there.
So Uruguay still with the 2-point advantage and hitting the line hard as Facciolo. And there's one back for Kenya.
Yeah, I think showing the positivity of what you can get when you attack the breakdown hard. Well, I mean, that wasn't even their normal counter-attacking, just getting their hands on the ball very, very quickly. And for Uruguay, they might just have to reconsider where they went there, just right into the heart of the Kenyan defense with a single runner, not a quick support, and now it gives Kenya the scrum. The last two scrums, they've had the free kick go against them, so can they get it right this time?
Good to see Daniel Tabu there in the one shirt. He's been in the infirmary this week with a bit of flu. Carry from Billy Odhiambo, another experienced player in this team, and another penalty. Good work on the floor. Just got a little bit isolated. Lots of penalties here. It's tight, clock's ticking down. This suits Uruguay though now. They can manage time here.
Yeah, just got very, very isolated here. I mean, Uruguay's arms, hands you can see were straight to the ground there. Wasn't quite on the ball. Another scenario, you could see that go the other way, but I think just because he was so isolated, does get the benefit of the doubt that he's able to get back on the ball. And Uruguay very, very happy to slow it down. We can see their last 6 penalties, Uruguay having those 3 there in the middle, but getting the crucial one that could allow them, if they're able to hold on to this line out, I think kick it out and just be looking to the result of that next game.
Yeah, all they got to do is win possession here from the line out. Uruguay get the ball off the field. There's a balk there. Yeah, that was a...
Both of you, keep the
gap. He was going to give the penalty to Kenya for a second for the dummy throw, but no, they're going to get another go at it. Seconds almost out here.
Time back on.
Time back on now. So this will be the final play. Uruguay just need to get the ball off the field. Was that straight? Yes, says the referee. They'll kick it off the field. OB&G and Uruguay have their second win in pool play. They've beaten Kenya 21 points to 19, and they've given themselves a chance of the Cup quarterfinals.
And